views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix. Yes, Brother Mike. Back again, back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Today's Bible study, Roman Catholicism perverted. Today on Hardcore. This is a really nasty show today. You need to call somebody and tell them the radio program's on. This one will go over real easy. Thank you for your time. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're in Central Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. The website is hardcorechristianity.com. We have all of our ministry services on the website. We have 2 live services every week at 7 p.m. during the summer. That is Pacific time. Thursday and Friday nights, we have preaching, teaching, healing, and deliverance at every service. I teach on Fridays for my radio listeners. We've got 2 groups on Facebook. One is Hardcore Christianity. The other one is Blessings, where we post all the healing miracles that occur at the Arizona Deliverance Center. On the website, you can sign up for a free seminar. You can hit the PayPal button and send us another donation, as you have been doing for the last 16 years. Thank you very much. Thank you for all your referrals to Sister Karen. She's on the homepage of the website. She'd be happy to list your house for you and sell it. She helps support the ministry through real estate sales. I do not take a salary, so I donate 100% of my salary to the ministry. That's my contribution. And your contribution is your kind donations. Thank you very much. And may God richly bless you. Roman Catholic perversion. As Reagan said to Mondale many years ago, there you go again. I have never seen, nor have I ever heard of, anything like the religion of Roman Catholicism. The level of corruption and sexual perversion in this monstrous, gigantic religion is incomprehensible. Here's the latest one that just came out recently. Here's the article on it. It's mind-boggling. Quote, every bishop in Chile offered their resignation to the Pope last Friday after a 3-day emergency summit at the Vatican to discuss Chile's sex abuse scandals. In total, 31 active bishops and 3 retired bishops announced in a statement they had offered to resign over the scandal and place the issue in the hands of the Holy Father so that he might freely decide for each one of us, unquote. The simultaneous resignation of all the bishops in a single country is thought to be unprecedented in the modern history of the Catholic Church. Well, that's probably true, but what's unprecedented is the level, the depth, the width, the heights, and the breadth of satanic sexual perversion in this incredible religion. It is quite literally beyond belief. The adultery, the homosexuality, and the pedophilia going on in this religion is beyond the scope of human comprehension. The article goes on to say, quote, Vatican spokesman Greg Burke said he had no comment on whether Pope Francis would accept the mass resignations. Pope Francis called the country's bishops to Rome after he received a 2,300-page report detailing sexual abuses by priests in Chile. You got to be kidding. Quote, at the center of the scandal is the Bishop of Osorno, Juan Barros, whom Francis appointed in 2015 and made an outcry that Barros had known about and covered up sexual abuse cases. Okay, right out of the gate, first of all, the Pope has got to be massively infected with demons and have zero discerning of spirits or discernment to appoint somebody with this kind of a background into any position other than convict. The article goes on to say, quote, the Pope stridently defended Bishop Barros, calling accusations against him calumny. You gots to be kidding. Quote, in an about-face last April, after receiving the Vatican's investigative report, which was 2,300 pages, not 23 pages, Francis said he had made a, quote, grave error in judgment and apologized to Chile's sex abuse victims. A little late for that. The Pope making grave errors in judgment. Really? Oh, that never happens. Of course it happens. It happens all the time. Popes are far from infallible. The whole concept of the infallibility of the Pope is an abominable, deranged, insidious conception. Quote, in May, the Pope met privately at the Vatican with 3 of Barros' main accusers and asked their forgiveness. Wow, can you imagine that? 3 of hundreds got an apology. All righty then. Quote, in response to the resignations of the country's bishops on Friday, Marie Collins, a former member of the Pope's Commission for the Protection of Minors, the Pope commissioned a group for the protection of minors, which sounds to be an oxymoron, said the gesture was just not enough. Quote, no bishops removed, all allowed to resign, nothing really changes, Collins wrote on Twitter. Wow, this stuff never ends, does it, folks? Oh, not at all. Let's go back just in time, very recently, 2017. Let's go back to last year. Another major scandal broke out. It's literally unbelievable. A newspaper reported on it. They reported that the Vatican police broke up a gay orgy in June 2017 involving at least one member of the Catholic Church. The apartment where the orgy was taking place belongs to the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, owned by the Catholic Church. Its current occupant is alleged to be Cardinal Francesco Coco Palmerio. The Cardinal has served as the president of the Pontifical Council for Legislative Texts. Okay, he's been the president of that since 2007, and he is a personal advisor to Pope Francis. Why not? Why not? Of course he is. Well done, Pope Francis. You're killing it, boy. Back to 2003, the Boston Globe broke the story on the priest John Gogan, accused of abusing up to 130 boys over a 30-year period. In the end, Gogan was only given a light sentence in 2002 for groping a 10-year-old boy. But Gogan was murdered in prison a year later by another convict named Joseph Druce. No information on that or whether he was a Protestant or the Catholic. But listen to this, in 2010, once again, the same stuff going on continuously. It goes on through time immemorial. It's eternal. 2010, back in 2010, allegations surface of child abuse in the Regensburger Domspatzen, one of the most famous Roman Catholic choir schools in Germany. At this point, this kind of accusation was no longer shocking or infrequent. For 3 decades, the school was run by George Ratzinger, the older brother of Pope Benedict XVI. In total, 49 individuals were found at fault. 45 were responsible for physical violence against children, while 9 were suspected of child sexual abuse. Total abused children, 550 at the choir school in Germany. Party on, dude. The Vatican spent approximately $30 million. Yes, sir. Several years ago. What did they do? They bought an apartment in Rome called the Europa Multi-Club. It was one of the most famous gay hotspots in Italy. Taking advantage of its newfound fame, the sauna advertised the popular Bear Nights, B-E-A-R, Bear Nights, using Bruno, a hairy, overweight pastor of souls who strips to expose body and soul before changing into a priest's outfit. This was part of the entertainment of these Roman Catholic priests' nightclub they purchased for $30 million. They got the money from tax breaks that were granted to the church from Berlusconi government. 2013 again. Angelo Balsucci and Gennady Inheim were arrested for running a gay prostitution ring for priests. Balducci was a member of the, quote, Gentlemen of His Holiness, unquote. It is an elite group of ushers who serve at the Vatican during major occasions. Yaim was a former member of an elite choir at the Vatican. Well, of course he was. Of course he was. What's the story here? What's going on here? I can't read any more of this stuff. It goes on and on, and it never stops. Hundreds of thousands of children, hundreds of thousands of victims, sexual perversion running amok, satanic homosexuality, bisexuality, pedophilia, adultery with nuns. It never ends. Oh, there's been so many documentaries made of it. One of them was Deliver Us from Evil that came out in 2006. The Boys of St. Vincent was another documentary, 1982. Hand of God, another PBS documentary, 2006. Sex Crimes of the Vatican, 2006, another documentary. Pope Benedict XVI was proven in that documentary to have covered up dozens of sex crimes before he became Pope. Twist of Faith was another documentary, came out in 2004. Once again, the same story. Nothing ever changes. What's going to happen to all these people? Well, they're going to hear this on Judgment Day. Here's what the Roman Catholic Church is going to hear on Judgment Day. Quote, the fearful, the unbelieving, the abominable, murderers, whoremongers, that's the Greek word pornos, it means promiscuous males, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone. This is the second death. That's what's going to happen to Roman Catholicism. Revelation chapter 21. If you are living in sexual sin, you need to come get healed right now. There's no charge. I'll pray for you. God will deliver you from these demons. 602-636-5800.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.